Okay, so kiddo, we are going to read a book today. I'm going to read it to you. So I want to go over a little few ideas about a book. Do you know what this front page is called?
It's about this girl and her dog going to New York.
Okay, but do you know what this is called? Like this front page is called? Not the title, but what is this called?
Like what the author says, like he writes it out in pen, and it's called.
Do you want a little bit of help? It's called a title page or a title cover. This is your cover of your book. Do you know what this part of the book is called?
The spine of the book?
The spine, exactly. So this is your cover of the book. This has a little protective sleeve on it.
Yeah.
So let's read the title first. So it says, Nellie Takes New York, a little girl's adventure in the Big Apple. You've visited New York before, right? Did you have a lot of fun?
It was raining though. I didn't get to see the Eiffel Tower really.
Oh, the Eiffel Tower is
there.
The Statue of Liberty. Yes.
Yeah, I didn't get to see that big thing.
That's okay. Maybe we can visit another time. So this also has the author. So it's by Alyssa Patakin and Mara May Myers. And illustrated means this is the person who drew all the photos in the book, by Christy Valentin.
It kind of sounds like Valentine.
It does, doesn't it? So this is your title page. So it looks very similar to your cover of the book.
Yeah, but it doesn't have like the building and
exactly. But this also gives the same exact information. It has the title again, and it has the author and the illustrator. So when we read, do we read from right to left or left to right?
Left to right.
Good job. Okay, so let's see. What do you think? What do you think this story is going to be about?
It's about this little girl going to New York with her parents. And she has to go to New York with her parents, or else.
Okay, so let's read and see if your prediction is right. So I'm going to hold it up just a little bit so I can see better. Nellie wakes to all the sounds of her home, New York City. The subway rumbles, and a musician rat-tat-tas his drum. The gate to the flower store rattles as Mr. Lee opens for business. Nellie nudges her bagel, awake. We can't sleep away such a beautiful day. Do you see those quotation marks? That means that Nellie is saying that to Bagel the dog. Thank you for covering your mouth. On the corner of her sunny West Village Street, Mr. Patel sells coffee and breakfast from his cart. Good morning, Nellie. The usual? Not today, Mr. Patel. We've headed to the farmer's market at Union Square. Sounds great. The Big Apple is tons of fun.
What does that mean?
What do you mean?
The Big Apple?
The Big Apple? Well, let's read and find out. Because I think somebody might have the same question. A big apple? Nellie says. Bagel, are you thinking what I'm thinking? Ruff, says Bagel. We have to find it. Ruff, Bagel agrees. It's a cute doggy, isn't it?
Yeah, it kind of looks like a Dina.
It does a little bit. Nellie and Bagel reach the bustling market. They sample delicious breads, colorful jams, and fresh squeezed juices. Nellie looks through the crowd and spots a huge basket. That must be it. She runs to the table and peeks inside and finds ripe red, but they were all the same size. Where is the Big Apple? Nellie asks. The farmer laughs. If you really want to see the Big Apple, you should go to the Natural History Museum.
Probably New York.
Yes, I've been here to this museum. It's really cool.
Oh, is that one that you went to New York too?
Mm-hmm.
Look at that.
I know, it's so cute, isn't it? A museum, Nellie says, the apple must be so big that it needs to be studied. Because a lot of times in museums, you can study it. You have things you can go and look at, but then there's also people that come and work in a museum to study more things. She scoops up Bagel and runs off towards the subway. The enormous columns in front of the American Museum of Natural History almost reached the clouds. Nellie and Bagel hurry inside, afraid the Big Apple will be cut up for science before they get the chance to see it. Do you see how it's bolded here? Why might you think that it might be bolded?
It might be because that they're saying it like serious.
Maybe. I also think it seems like a lot of the bolded places, because West, here, I think on the first page, West Village and Union Square are all bolded too.
Maybe it's because that it's a place.
Exactly. That's kind of what I'm thinking too. They race through a maze of students and tourists and artifacts. I know, silly. Found it, Nellie exclaims. Bagel, no, Nellie says, but Bagel wiggles free and races towards the curtain.
Uh-oh. Like this?
Mm-hmm.
It's a dinosaur.
Just then, the curator begins. I would like to introduce the latest addition to our collection. The curator prepares to pull down the curtain, but Bagel beats him to it. A triceratops, the curator bellows. Luckily, Bagel ducks out of sight just as everyone's eyes are drawn up towards the skeleton of the beast. Nellie is confused. Dinosaur is technically a type of beast. Nellie is confused. A dinosaur? But where is the Big Apple? A fellow museum visitor hears the question. If you really want to see the Big Apple, you should head to the heart of New York City, Central Park. Central Park? Nellie repeats. I bet the apple is so big it can't fit indoors. Just then, the boy with him says, I thought a triceratops had 3 horns. Bagel, says Nellie, and she tucks him under her arm and hurries outside.
Oh, it might have broke.
Well, look down here.
Bagel!
Oh no! Bagel took one of the horns.
He's a strong dog for a little buddy.
I know. I wonder how he got all the way up here to grab it. The curator is going like, oh no!
Probably this is accident.
Probably. In Central Park, they find a big zoo. What a sight! Families from all over gather to see the exotic animals, but Nellie is busy following the flash of red above everyone's heads. That must be it, Bagel, Nellie points. Do you think it's going to be a Big Apple?
Probably just a big fat apple.
A big beach apple?
Yes.
That's right. Okay, let's find out.
Yeah.
When they finally push to the front, they see only sea lions playing catch. The happy audience roars with approval, and the sea lions bow their heads. Nellie and Bagel join in the clapping, then head deeper into the park. This place is huge, Nellie exclaims. They decide to pick up some ice cream and rest at a pond. How will we ever find the Big Apple? Nellie asks.
That girl's everywhere. I saw her at the museum, and now she's here. And
That's
she's
crazy.
everywhere.
A family of French tourists overhear Nellie. The mother says, we love to visit New York City, but when we want to feel what the Big Apple is truly about, we go to the 9/11 memorial. Merci, Nellie replies. Do you know what merci means?
Thank you.
Yes, it means thank you in French. Merci, Nellie replies, and races off to catch the subway.
That's funny. They're not even in Paris.
Downtown, the crowds gather around two large, peaceful pools. People walk around, holding the hands of their loved ones. This must be the place, Nellie remarks.
I've been here before. There's two of them, I think.
There's two reflective pools. It's from 9/11 when the Twin Towers got hit by those planes.
And it almost hit the White House too.
Yeah, but that plane went down in a cornfield.
Bagel.
This must be the place, Nellie remarks. A spot this special has to hold the Big Apple. Right, Bagel? Bagel? Oh no, she cries out, looking for her dog. How will she ever find him among all these people? Can I help you, miss? A police officer asks. I can't find my dog anywhere, Nellie cries. Don't worry, we will help you look for him. Just then, someone rolls up on a bicycle, and there, sitting in the front basket, is Bagel. Does this little guy belong to you? The biker asks. I found him scuffling with some pigeons over at the pretzel cart. Bagel, Nellie shouts, hugging her dog and thanking the friendly New Yorkers who have helped.
So usually New York is
sometimes, but there are nice people in New York too. Nellie sits down. Nellie sits down with Bagel and sighs. Oh, Bagel, I'm glad that I found you, but I don't think we'll ever find the Big Apple. Just then, the door to a yellow taxi opens. The driver gets out and calls, Don't give up, miss. I drive all over this city day and night, and there is only one place in this city to truly see the whole Big Apple. Hop in. Where do you think that they're going to take her?
I don't know.
Let's read to find out.
Oh, maybe that big. Oh, I've seen a tower like this with an elevator like that, and it's super huge. It goes all the way to...
Do you think it might give her a really good view of the city?
Mm-hmm.
The taxi jerks to a stop in front of a very tall building on the corner of 5th Avenue and 34th Street. Nellie reads the giant gold letters that say Empire State Building.
Oh, I've seen the Empire State Building.
It's really tall, isn't it?
It's like bigger than how long I could go.
Yeah. The sun is beginning to go down as the elevator goes up. Nellie and Bagel count every floor they pass, wondering how long they will be able to see the Big Apple from the top of such a tall building. The elevator chimes at floor 102. The doors open, and I know that's a tall building, isn't it? The doors open, and wow.
That's the Big Apple. Oh, look, the lake. We can literally go in there. But me and Mom couldn't.
Mom and I
couldn't because it was too cold.
I'm sure.
Because I put my hand in it. I saw a fish right there, and I put it out in time. I put my finger out in time, and I was like, this thing's cold. Luckily, that thing didn't bite me.
Oh, I'm glad it didn't. The lights of New York City, from the Freedom Tower at the World Trade Center to the Cathedral of St. John the Divine by Columbia University, are glowing and dancing in Nellie's eyes. A tour guide says to the group, the Empire State Building is the 3rd tallest building in New York City. It was once the tallest building in the world. With views on all sides, you can see it all. The Big Apple, New York City. Eat it up, ladies and gentlemen. So what is the Big Apple?
The Big Apple is... Oh, sorry.
That's okay. Thanks.
It's New York, which is bigger than my hands.
Yes, it is. So is the Big Apple one thing in New York, or is it all of New York? All of New York. As the sun sets over the Hudson River and the lights of the city begin to glow brighter, Nellie thinks about everyone she's met today. Some of these people call New York City home. Some of them are tourists from all over the world. All of them have come to experience the unique city. Each of them has helped her get to this spot. That's it, Bagel, Nellie exclaims. The Big Apple isn't something you can just hold or eat. The Big Apple is all of us. The Big Apple is New York City.
Oh, she might be the Big Apple too, because she's wearing a big red.
She is wearing red. I like that connection you made. When Nellie and Bagel make their way back towards home, When Nellie and Bagel make their way back towards home, Mr. Patel is there to toss Nellie a big, juicy apple. Nellie takes a big bite. Crunch. And then that's the end of the book. So how did you like the book?
That book was fun. Thank you for getting me it from New York.
Of course. So before we end really quick, let's do a quick summary about the book. So can you tell me a little bit about the book?
So it's about this little girl going to New York, and she's wondering what is the Big Apple, and the Big Apple is New York City, and she lost she lost her dog, but all these people helped her, and this taxi went to this big building that I saw before, and she went to this big
The 9/11 Memorial.
Yeah, 9/11 Memorial that I saw too, and all these nice people helped her find Bagel.
Very good. I really enjoyed your summary of this story. Thank you for reading with me today.
Thank you.